wabarakatuh. My name is Yaza and I'm from 11. No, I'm from 10th grade of DMM. And today I want to present my Pechakucha presentation. There's in total there's 10 slides in it, and in this occasion I would like to tell you about France. So actually, France, beside being the biggest country, beside being the biggest country in Europe, and beside it being that France has hexagon shaped is an hexagon shaped country, and it's called the hexagon because it's shaped like a hexagon. Besides that, France has many other facts, so let me get started, shall we? So first, France is actually the most visited country in the world, so there's about 98,000 people that come to France just to take in the culture and then enjoy the food. Like basic people, like normal people, go to somewhere else to, find out the culture and the food. But I believe, what made me believe that France has the ability or the ability to bring many people there is because of there's many food that is good and basic, and most of their food is actually pastry, and then there's many art there, and including the world most visited and the world most biggest, I guess, museum is placed in France, and I will explain to you in this slide also. And aside from that, the city of France, Paris, one of France city, Paris is the most visited country in the world in 2019, and there's over 19 million people that visit this country. The city of France, Paris, and Paris is consistently being the top 10 most visited country in the world. Next, I will explain you for the food. Here I take three of the example. First, this is the very classic baguette. So basically, baguette is a long-shaped bread, and it has quite thick density, and then have this quite thickness, and it basically made from 4 basic ingredients, which is water, flour, salt, and yeast. And I believe that this dish is more into savory dish beside of the sweet dish, but you can make this thing sweet by just cut into half and then put some Nutella or something, and then done. Proper bread. And but based what I have known that baguette cost about $1 per bread. So if you have something, so if you are hungry and then you want to have something that you want to eat in the road, just take this and then you can eat it while take your trip. And then this is the common one. This is croissant, but actually, a fact for you guys. Actually, croissant is not originate from France. So actually, croissant is actually originate from Austria, that was brought into France. And nowadays, France has its many versions, including including the famous one, croffle. If you know croffle, it was shortened from croissant and waffle, and then it has the shape of waffle and then the texture of croissant. And basically, the texture of croissant itself, it is crispy. When you take a bite in it, it's have many layers. It is crispy, it is flaky, and it is soft. And then commonly people serve croissant basic like this. It's based like this, and then you can just take a piece of it, dip it in a tea or coffee, or maybe just cut it to half and then just spread something there. Or maybe put some cheese, because France is identical with the cheese also. And the last one that I want to show you, this is the macaroon. So basically, macaroon is this type of cookies, you know. So basically, macaroon feels, it's there's like crispy texture in it, and then basically they serve it sweet like this, and then it's simple, just like a normal cookie, but the difference is it's more soft. It feels like a cloud. You know, when you eat it, it feels so light, and then it is sweet. Next, this is the museum that I want to tell you guys. This is the Museum de Louvre, or the Louvre Museum. So the Louvre Museum is actually the most visited museum in the world. There's about 9 million in total. There's about 9 million people that visit to the Louvre Museum every year, and there's about 350,000 paintings here, including the most iconic and famous painting, Mona Lisa. It placed here. It's originated from France also, from France, artist Leonardo da Vinci. And then if you want to, they said that if you want to take a look into each of painting, like if you want to take a look about 30 seconds in each of painting, you will need 100 days to explore all of the paintings that this museum has. So that is how large it is and how many that they have. And then cheese. So basically, France is also known by the cheese. This is Camembert de Normandie. Camembert de Normandie is originating from a place named Normandie from France. It is a soft type of cheese, and then it originates from raw cow's milk. And basically, people eat cheese by take a little piece of the cheese and then put it on top of the cracker, and then just eat it normally. Next, wine. So the French people drink about, I don't know, there is 100,000, about, I guess about 350,000. No, there's so each year the French people drink about 11 million bottle of wine, I guess, based on Google. And in total, every year, the French people drink about 35 hectoliter, I guess, what they call. So hexo or hexaliter is actually equal to 100 liter. So they spend about I don't know, 3,500 liter per year. Yeah, about that. And France also produce the most expensive bottle of wine, which is about $21,000, and the most, and then what I show you here, this is a champagne, the most iconic wine, I guess, and it's actually originating from France. And about snails, so what you guys didn't know about France is that people love to eat snails. They eat they eat about 350,000 pieces of snail every year, and basically, France people eat it like this, just with water and garlic, and they eat it for appetizer. So before the main dish comes, they normally eat this first, and then a fact for you guys also. You guys cannot bring a living snail in the train there, because there's the rule. There that if you want to bring a pet, like if you have a pet, and then but your pet is under 5 kilograms or 11 pounds, you have to buy yourself another ticket for your pet. And there's the rules that state about it. And the next, so actually the first phone camera is invented in France, and then the first ever photo is a photo of a baby daughter of the maker itself, and then people agree that Paris is the best place that you can shop on your phone. And then next, about this. So actually, France people is the one, and so France military is the first ever that used and invented camouflage. It's in about 1915, and the France army, they took some artists, and then they made the artists to paint their equipment, their guns, and their tanks, and everything to be, that they sort of camouflage with the environment. So yeah, basically this is basically France army is the first inventor and the first user of this camouflage technique. And then next, this is the France is the most. France has the most crowded train station in Europe. So this is I forget the name of the station, but it was placed on Paris, and there's about 200 million people that use this train station every year. And not because of that, just look at this for a moment. Like, this is a beautiful train station. It's like being in a Harry Potter movie. And then next, I guess this is the last fact that I have. So basically, there's the rules that states that it's illegal to throw away food in France. So in France, you cannot throw away food. Either it is in the garbage bin or in the road. So yeah, it is basically forbidden for you to throw away food in France. But I agree with that, because throwing away food is same as like you are disrespecting food. So I guess that is all for me. And that's all for me about friend or fronts. If you have anything to ask me about it, just ask me in the comment. And that's all for me. I'm Zakki signing off. Wassalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.